Good evening and a very warm welcome to the news on Sansad TV. I'm Isha Shah. Gujarat is gearing up for the final phase of polls, while Delhi is all set to vote in the MCD elections. We'll cover all the latest national and international developments of the day. Let's get started with the headlines. Campaigning ends for second phase of elections in Gujarat. Voting on Monday for 93 seats. Campaigning also ends for 6 Assembly and Mainpuri Lok Sabha by-polls. Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar underlines the importance of maritime security, stresses target to make Navy self-sufficient by 2047. President Murmu confers national awards for empowerment of persons with disabilities, highlights need for a healthy environment for the differently abled. IMF supports India's G20 agenda, calls for consensus on issues related to global crisis, commends India's role in bringing Bali Declaration to fruition. And in the first of the Knockout World Cup matches, Netherlands take on America, Argentina to play Australia next. And now, let us look at some more important news in our Flash News segment. President Draupadi Murmu to visit Lord Venkateshwara Temple in Tirumala, Tirupati on Sunday, while on a 2-day visit to Andhra Pradesh. Prime Minister Modi shares satellite images of Gujarat sent by newly launched OceanSat. Earthquake of magnitude 3.4 hits Chamba district in Himachal Pradesh. No loss reported. From $10 billion in 2014 to over $80 billion in 2022, India's bioeconomy grew 8 times in the last 8 years under Prime Minister Modi, asserts Union Minister Jitendra Singh. Tamil Nadu government raises monthly pension for differently abled persons from 1,000 rupees to 1,500 rupees from next January. Country's first president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, remembered on his 138th birth anniversary. President, Vice President and Prime Minister pay tributes. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla delivers memorial lecture. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 3.0 and its components to help preserve Namda craft of Kashmir, project to help over 2,000 people. Looking forward to supporting Prime Minister Modi during India's G20 presidency, says US President Joe Biden, describes India as a strong partner of the United States. National Anti-Doping Agency of India to develop apps to help athletes verify medicines with prohibited substances. An Indian shooter, Rudraksh Patil, clinches ISSF President's Cup in Cairo in Egypt in 10-meter rifle playoff 16-8. And now, let's head to Gujarat as it prepares for the final phase of elections. Campaigning for the second phase of assembly polls came to an end today. All political parties made their final appeals to the voters on the last day of campaigning. In the second phase, 93 out of total 182 seats in the state will go to polls on Monday. These 93 assembly seats are spread across 14 districts in north and central Gujarat, including Ahmedabad, Vadodara and Gandhinagar. More than 800 candidates from various political parties, including the BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party and independents, are in the fray. The key constituencies in this phase include Chief Minister Bhupendra Bhai Patel's Ghatlodia seat, Viramgam seat from where Patidar leader Hardik Patel is contesting on a BJP ticket, and Gandhinagar South, from where Alpesh Thakur is the BJP candidate. First phase of polling for 89 seats in Saurashtra, Kutch and South Gujarat was held earlier on the 1st of December. And ahead of the second phase of voting on Monday, our correspondent Akhilesh Suman spoke to Chief Electoral Officer of Gujarat about the measures undertaken by the Commission. Let's take a look.
Srimati P. Bharti, the Chief Electoral Officer of Gujarat, and she has quite a big responsibility. Srimati Bharti, in the first phase, I think everyone was a bit disappointed because of low poll percentage. So, did you analyze it, and what was the reason, and did you try to rectify it?
Yeah, we've analyzed. Even we are also disappointed because we did a lot of activities, promotional activities, like we did a big campaign, Avsar, for Lokशाही, democracy के लिए. We did online pledge campaign किया है, अवसर रद्द हर जगह पे घुमाए. We have identified low turnout booths. So we did our efforts, but still I request all voters once again to come and vote for the phase 2 election. And 2-3 small C's I want to tell to all the voters, because which we observed in first phase elections. One thing is the voter information slip which we have distributed through our BLOs to each house. In fact, 99% we have distributed. That slip is only for information, not for as a proof of identity. Please take out your epic cards and go to voting so that आपका ease of voting you can feel it. And sometimes, and some people, they've gone with their mobiles, in which DigiLocker say unka, they want to show their identity, and then that is also not possible because taking mobile phone inside the polling station is not allowed. Please take a physical copy of epic card or any other identity like driving license or Aadhaar card like that and go for vote. And one more thing we observed in few polling stations, they went after 5. The polling hours is from 8 to 5. So please go in time, and whatever busy work you are having, that day is a paid holiday. Please take out your time and come and vote. Please take it as a responsibility to vote for our democracy.
There are some especially able people, there are some very senior citizens. So did you check that in the first phase whether their requirements were fulfilled, and have you alerted the administration for making it quite smooth?
We in first phase and second phase also, all collectors and returning officer made elaborate arrangements with wheelchairs, transportation facilities for pregnant women, people with physical disabilities, etc. In 1 or 2 instances, we came to know that efforts were not adequate. Accessibility issues were there. We cautioned everybody today, so we took a meeting and we cautioned everybody. And this time we expect that even a single incident of that nature will not come.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So this is Akhilesh Suman for Sansad TV with camera person Raj Thakur in Ahmedabad.
Moving on now. Campaigning for 6 Vidhan Sabha seats in Odisha, Rajasthan, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and Chhattisgarh came to an end today. Voting for the by-elections will be held on the 5th of December and the results will be declared on the 8th of December. Campaigning also concluded for Mainpuri Lok Sabha seat in Uttar Pradesh today. The seat fell vacant after the death of former Samajwadi Party patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav. The Rampur Assembly seat fell vacant after Samajwadi Party MLA Azam Khan was disqualified from the membership of UP Assembly. Apart from this, by-elections are also being held for Padampur Assembly seat in Odisha, Sardar Shahar seat in Rajasthan, Kurhani in Bihar and Bhanu Pratappur seat in Chhattisgarh. Now the stage is all set for elections to the Municipal Corporation of Delhi on Sunday. Heavy police force is being deployed in the city at the polling stations. It will include 40,000 police personnel, 20,000 home guards and 108 companies of paramilitary and state-armed police forces. 60 drones will also be used in sensitive areas. 13,680 polling stations will be in service for 250 wards of MCD. Out of these, more than 3,000 are termed sensitive. Videography of each sensitive polling station will also be done. The Delhi Metro is starting services from 4 a.m. for the elections. trains will run at an interval of 30 minutes on all lines till 6 a.m. All Delhi government schools will be closed on Monday. The Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral R. Hari Kumar, has said that the Indian Navy will become Atmanirbhar by 2047 and several measures are being taken to meet the target. He asserted that the aim of the Indian Navy is to have made in India, made by India and made for India security solutions. He also termed the commissioning of INS Vikrant as a landmark event for the country. Addressing a press conference ahead of Navy Day, the Naval Chief said that the Navy is on course for a major capability enhancement. Admiral R. Hari Kumar said that the Indian Navy is looking at opening all its branches for women from next year. He stated that the first batch of 3,000 Agniveers included 341 women. He also said that the Navy is keeping a strong vigil over movements of various Chinese military and research vessels in the Indian Ocean region. Let's listen in.
The recent global events, they amply underscore that we cannot remain dependent on others for our own security requirements. The events in the Russia-Ukraine war have demonstrated this aspect. So therefore, the government has given us very clear guidelines on Atmanirbhar Bharat, and towards that, one of the commitments that the Navy has made to the top leadership is that we will become Atmanirbhar Navy by 2047, and all our efforts are being focused in this direction.
Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar and Vice Chief Vice Admiral S.N. Ghurmade, along with champion badminton player P.V. Sindhu, received the Navy Marathon Champions, completing a 1,500-kilometer run on the occasion of Navy Day. Now, President Draupadi Murmu conferred the National Awards for the Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities for the year 2021 and 2022 today. The President presented the awards on the International Day of Persons with Disabilities at an event in the capital. National awards for 2021 were given to 25 individuals, institutions and organizations. For 2022, 29 individuals, institutions and organizations were awarded for their outstanding achievements and work towards empowerment of persons with disabilities. Speaking on the occasion, President Murmu said that the objective of International Day of Persons with Disabilities is to promote awareness. She also stressed on the need to create a healthy environment for Divyangjans so that they can live a dignified life and participate in political, social, economic, cultural and sports activities without any discrimination.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय दिव्यांगजन दिवस को मनाने का उद्देश्य दिव्यांगता से जुड़े मुद्दों के बारे में जागरूकता को बढ़ावा देना, उनके लिए एक स्वस्थ वातावरण बनाना है ताकि वे एक सम्मानजनक जीवन जी सके। वे बिना किसी भेदभाव के राजनीतिक, सामाजिक, आर्थिक, सांस्कृतिक तथा खेल जैसे गतिविधियों में भाग ले सकें। ऐसे माहौल का निर्माण करना है।
Moving on now, the International Monetary Fund said that it fully supports India's G20 agenda, which is planning to use the ongoing global crisis as an opportunity to seek consensus on issues that require urgent attention. IMF's Director of the Strategy and Policy Review Department said that India is prioritizing the need to set aside differences and work at the local level, the federal level, and the international level. The director was referring to the food and energy crisis due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. She also said that India played an important role in negotiating the G20 declaration in Bali, in which most members condemned the war in Ukraine. The IMF official said that the digital public infrastructure will be a key theme of India's G20 presidency. And time now for a look at some more news from across the nation. On International Day of Persons with Disabilities, Prime Minister Modi said that his government has taken many steps to enable the differently abled to shine. He also praised the fortitude and accomplishments of the Divyang people. The day is observed on 3rd December to raise awareness about the rights of persons with disabilities and mobilize political will and resources. 3 people were killed and 2 others injured in a blast inside the house of a Trinamool Congress supporter in West Bengal. The incident took place at Bhupati Nagar area, a few kilometers away from where party leader Abhishek Banerjee had addressed a rally on the 2nd of December. Investigations are on to ascertain the reasons behind the blast. Google and Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai has said that he always feels connected to India and carries his Indian identity with him. Indian-American citizen Pichai was being awarded the Padma Bhushan, that is India's 3rd highest civilian award for the year 2022 in the Trade and Industry category. And World Cooperative Monitor, published by the International Cooperative Alliance, has honoured a primary level labour cooperative in Kerala. ULCCS has been ranked 2nd in the list of industry and utilities cooperatives in the sectoral rankings for the 3rd year in a row. And time now for a very short break in the bulletin. Lots more coming up on the other side. Do stay tuned.
No force can stop the change whose time has come. An emerging global power in a fast-changing geopolitical environment. With a goal to modernize, to showcase our defenders who are always battle ready. Watch our special presentations featuring India's defense forces and their capabilities in The Defenders, only on Sansad TV.
Welcome back. Let's take a look now at all the latest from the Russia-Ukraine crisis. The European Commission has asked the bloc's 27 member states to approve a price cap on Russian oil of $60 a barrel. The price cap is part of its attempt to squeeze Russia's oil revenues while keeping global oil supplies steady and avoiding an increase in energy prices. Let's take a look at this report.
European Union member states on Friday agreed to a $60 per barrel cap on the price of Russian seaborne crude. The decision must be officially approved with a written procedure. Details of the deal are due to be published in the EU legal journal on Sunday, according to the EU presidency held by the Czech Republic on Twitter. Under the price cap that will enter into force on Monday, insurance, finance and other services for Russian oil shipments will be banned if oil sells for over $60 a barrel. Finance ministers of the group of 7 countries agreed in September to impose a price cap on Russian oil. In response to the EU's proposed move, Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak on Friday said the price cap on Russian oil will not affect its production in December and our oil is in demand on global markets. Russia has said on various occasions that it will not supply oil and petroleum products to those countries that impose a price cap. Meanwhile, the US said the Biden administration is supportive of the EU's $60 per barrel price cap. The price cap, that was led by the group of 7 wealthy democracies and still needs their approval, aims to prevent a sudden loss of Russian oil to the world that could lead to a new surge in energy prices and further fuel inflation. Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
And time now for some more news from across the globe. 12 countries, including China, Pakistan and Myanmar, have been listed as countries of particular concern by the United States for the current status of religious freedom. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that these nations do not prosecute those who harass, threaten, jail, and even kill individuals on account of their beliefs. Let's find out more.
The United States had designated 12 countries, including China, Pakistan, and Myanmar, as the countries of particular concern for the current status of religious freedom in these nations. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said around the world, governments and non-state actors harass, threaten, jail, and even kill individuals on account of their beliefs. Adding that the US will not stand by the face of these abuses. He announced designations against Myanmar, China, Cuba, Eritrea, Iran, Nicaragua, the DPRK, Pakistan, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. The nations are termed countries of particular concerns under the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998 for having engaged in or tolerated particularly severe violations of religious freedom. Simultaneously, Blinken also placed Algeria, the Central African Republic, Comoros, and the Vietnam on the special watch list for engaging in or tolerating severe violation of religious freedom. The US also designated Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the Houthis, ISIS, Greater Sahara, ISIS West Africa, Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslim, the Taliban, and the Wagner Group based on its actions in Central African Republic as the entities of particular concern. Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
And moving on to China now, where despite COVID-19 cases being at an all-time high, China is lifting restrictions in many cities. Daily cases are surging even as some cities took steps on Saturday to loosen the testing requirements and quarantine rules. Let's take a look at this report.
Chinese authorities on Saturday announced a further easing of COVID-19 curbs. Major cities like Shenzhen and Beijing no longer require negative tests for people to take public transport. However, a negative result is still required to enter venues like shopping malls and restaurants and eateries. The requirement has led to complaints that even though Beijing has shut many testing stations, most public venues still require COVID-19 tests. The relaxation of COVID-19 testing requirements comes even as daily virus infections reach near record highs. The government reported 33,018 domestic infections found in the last 24 hours, including 29,085 with no symptoms. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization said it was pleased to see China loosening some of its coronavirus restrictions, saying it's really important that governments listen to their people when they are in pain. The WHO said it was heartening to see that China was adjusting their current strategies in recalibrating their response to COVID-19. China's homegrown vaccines have proven to be less effective against COVID. WHO Chief Ghebreyesus has said that about 90% global population now has some kind of immunity to the coronavirus and that the world is now inching closer to the end of the pandemic. Bureau Report, Sansad TV.
And time for a quick look at the most interesting developments in the world of sports. Australia take a 3-1 lead in 5-match hockey series against India. Kookaburras beat India 5-1 in the 4th match. India-Bangladesh ODI series begins on Sunday with the first of the 3 matches scheduled to be played in Mirpur. India to play 3 ODIs followed by 2 test matches on the tour. Injured pacer Mohammad Shami ruled out of the ODIs against Bangladesh. Also doubtful for the tests, Umran Malik called up as Shami's replacement. West Indies need 306 runs with 7 wickets left to win the first test against Australia being played at Perth. Australia set West Indies a target of 498 runs. 3 centuries by Pakistan in reply to England's 4 on day 3 of Rawalpindi Test. Hosts end day at 499 for 7, trailing England by 158 runs. In an entertaining encounter at the FIFA World Cup, Switzerland beat Serbia 3-2 to reach the top 16. Brazil top Group G despite losing 0-1 to Cameroon. South Korea beat Portugal 2-1 with the help of a controversial goal, reached the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup. Uruguay's 2-0 win over Ghana proves futile. And the knockout round of the FIFA World Cup has begun. The first match is being played between the Netherlands and USA. Later tonight, two-times champion Argentina take on Australia. And with that, it's a wrap of the bulletin this weekend. Do stay tuned to Sansad TV for more news and updates round the clock. Thank you for being here. Good night.